Hey, what's up, you guys? All right, talked earlier. I'm on my way from in between Suderton, Pennsylvania, and Moss Landing, California, right now. I told you about how I was gonna, if you're paying attention, dude, how I was gonna do a some kind of video in between the pickup and delivery. I'm gonna do a backing compilation video here for you guys. As I Yeah, it's pretty common where I'll get either newcomers to the industry who want to learn whatever they can about backing. I understand because I was the same way. When I was a rookie, I was trying to absorb everything I could about truck backings to make sure I could do them as well as I could. And yeah, and I'm going to return that whatever knowledge, pass on whatever I can to those of you guys who are looking for something new to learn about backings. Also got drivers who have experience too and just never took backing that seriously, and really could just get it into the spot safely, but doesn't mean they can do it very efficiently or without a bunch of unnecessary extra resets or whatever. So that's who this is tailored around. But some of the now most of these are going to be my own backings that you can find on other videos that are already on my channel, but I kind of have them just more focused now on if you're just looking only for backing footage, a video like this will be what you're looking for then. So I'm going to start off with the one that I did was more of a blindside backing, actually, at the JBS plant in Louisville, Kentucky. Again, this is on my channel. It's a little bit longer. It's a longer process, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to accelerate it what I can here. Show you little details here. There was a prime driver who's behind me. Sounds like he has some concerns about backing into one of those blindside spots. So that's a good reminder. When you're backing, have both. Okay, I'm going to be backing it in, I think, right into that opening right there. Your window, that way if I have to yell at you, I'll make sure I know where prime is at. I just saw him a second ago, but okay, so what I meant by where prime is, though, because that is a prime truck right there, but that's not what I'm talking about. I was outside my truck before you see the video cut in here. There was another prime driver on foot. He was also waiting for an opportunity to get his own trailer into this area. He was behind me, basically. He was on foot down there by where the other guy was at, down on the end, who I was helping. I was actually on foot helping him just try to spawn him in because he tried to nose in. This particular plant, you're actually supposed to, they actually tell you to turn around when you get past the power poles and face in the same direction that I'm facing here, and then back into that area. This guy ended up trying to nose in, though. You're not going to see him, but whatever the case, that's what I was talking about there with the prime driver. Oh, there he is. Want to make sure I know where exactly he's at. I don't really care, so much where he's at as so much as can I see him and can he see me, and is he in any danger of getting hit and ran over by me? That's the big, huge concern here. People do get ran over by trucks that back. I almost got hit by a truck that was backing myself because the asshole didn't have his four-ways on, and I had just gotten out of my truck and was walking, and he was, it was at the Loves in Tulare, California. I thought he was just sitting there, and all of a sudden it starts backing up toward me while I'm right behind his trailer. I'm like, what the hell, man? So if he had his four-ways on, I might have known. But anyway, make sure if you know somebody's there and you can't see them, stop. Quit moving. Don't move an inch until you know for sure where they're at. If you have to get out of your truck to double check, then you have to that's what you do. Right between the one with the Thermo King logo and one that doesn't have anything. Okay, yeah, it's right there. Now, these are slanted spots too. I'm trying to get my tandems in front of the center of the spot more than anything. Start ripping the trailer in on its own as much as I can. trying to get the angle on there right too.
I don't have my mirror adjustment wasn't set right. I mean, where I could turn the flat mirror.
Okay, so what I meant by the mirror adjustment over here, I usually have the right mirror switch activated so I can rotate the flat mirror outward as I'm off tracking more and more on the blind side. In this particular case, I wasn't used to driving Freightliners. I think this was in that no, this is my own truck, the Peterbilt. Okay. That one, it's like a toggle switch. I usually persistently would keep it in the right side position. That way, when I'm in situations like this where I need to back up in a blind side and want to adjust my flat mirror outward or inward, I can do it very easily by just moving the joy switch thing, or whatever you want to call it, 4-direction switch. In this particular case, though, for some reason it was in the middle position, so I was trying to move it, but because it was in the middle, it wasn't doing anything. So I had to oh wait, this wasn't how I normally have it. So I held myself up fixing that. Okay, you can hear someone whistling at me here. This is one of those cases where, spotters are always great. But are they always great? Not really, because I could see where my trailer was at through the mirror. Yeah, I had it rotated outward, and then you'll see me leaning forward in the chair and all that, or sometimes even move, leaning far over to the right so I can look through the door window or something. And I could see that for the most part, I liked what my position was. The trailer looked like it was in a good spot. The angle looked like it was pretty good too. But the other guy started whistling because he was concerned that I was going to hit the other guy, and he wasn't even anywhere near it. When you're so far off, you can't. You have a flawed concept of space. Your depth perception is going to be off, where it looks like you're damn near close to hitting somebody or something, whatever. But from a different angle, it's like, oh shit, you got plenty of room. So it's best, if you're going to be doing this kind of thing, be in the right position first before you start freaking out.
What's the problem here?
Okay, so you see the guy came out over here. So he was probably in a good spot, but now I think what is concerned is the trailer was angled toward the trailer that's on my left side. It's basically effectively the blind side trailer. Problem is my tractor versus trailer off track here. Whatever angle you see the trailer sitting at now, as I keep coming back, it's going to keep changing, so where it's pointing, instead of toward that other trailer, it's going to keep shifting further and further away. So it's pointing away from that trailer. And I knew I was in a good spot where I should have been okay, but this is common where people see this, where the trailer is angled and they think that it's going to go straight to whatever it's angled at right now. Got to look at this tractor versus trailer offset here. If the heavier the off track is between the tractor and the trailer, the more rapidly it's going to rotate, and the less it's going to roll. So yeah, if you get into jackknife position, it's just going to do nothing but rotate. It's not even going to roll at all. It'll just sit there and pivot. You can watch your tandems, and they'll just kind of do this number. If you're straight in line with the trailer, it's going to go nothing but roll and not an ounce of rotate. Alright, so goal, since I was already up there anyway.
So he's concerned about me hitting the trailer on my blind side, but I can see the trailer on my blind side just fine. And I know I'm clear of it. And I can also tell from looking in there, from pulling, that it's never good.
Okay, main things we want to know here. Where are my tandems at in relation to the corner of this trailer here? As long as I'm to that side of the trailer, if my tandem's at all to that side of the trailer, then I know the back of my trailer is going to clear it. As long as my trailer's not angling back toward this trailer, you know, like as my drive tires are even further out past the center line than the tandems are, then I know there's no way in hell I'm going to hit that trailer there. As long as I can see air, as long as I can see air at all between my trailer and the front of this one, we're good. Yeah, I don't care if I'm an inch or two away from it. As long as I can see a gap, we are good.
Alright, my tandem's looking like they're right next to this.
Okay, then you can watch, so.
We go forward.
Alright, so I'm going forward. Going forward, I'm trying to keep my tandems kind of as close to where they're already at now as possible. They're close to the center of the spot. I want to keep them there. Problem is, I don't have enough tractor to trailer off track to get the trailer to rotate as quickly as I would like it to, so that I can be more comfortable that I'm not going to hit this other trailer on the other side. So, for that reason, I'm pulling forward and in a hard right to, you know, so I can create a little bit more tractor trailer off track, and when I start going backward again, the trailer is going to rotate more quickly than it already is now.
Tandem's actually got a little bit too far away from that trailer.
Okay, so tandems look like they're in a good spot. You can see air there.
Yeah, we're good. Just, how's my angle look?
Okay, so clearly my trailer is going to be completely clear of this trailer. The only real concern is the trailer on the other side now. I have a lot of tractor trailer off track there, not jackknife position, but definitely plenty to get that trailer rotating pretty fast. Actually, around this time, because my drives are already looking like they're getting close to squaring up with that spot. Right around that time there is when I need to actually be chasing the trailer down, like hard right turn backward, and get the tractor to chase the trailer down as fast as I can.
I like the position, but how's the angle? Okay.
Okay, so you heard what the guy said there. The angle is still facing toward the blindside trailer, but yeah, I need a little bit more angle. But here's where the problem is with spotting. You know, and where it's best, if you're gonna spot, don't give me directions on how to do stuff, what moves to make. Just tell me if I'm clear or not clear for the most part. Now, if it's clear that I don't know what I'm doing, or that I could use some help with my backing skills, okay, maybe offer, you know, hey, mind if I give you a suggestion here or there, but when I clearly know what I'm doing, and really all I need is tell me, am I going to hit it or not? Because I can see plenty through my mirrors already, or, you know, with what I already can see, so without even going. Now, I'm going to end up doing another forward hard right correction here, as you see here. Again, the idea there, to keep my tandems right there in the center of that spot that I want. Don't make them go any further off center in either direction than absolutely necessary. I don't want to come too far away, because the more forward I come, the more I drag the tandems away from the center of the spot, even more out this way, and then that complicates it. If I keep going back, it's going to drag the tandems more toward that other trailer there, and that becomes another hazard as well.
Shouldn't need much.
Problem is, this little bit of extra angle, and I was just telling you about how, from what I could tell from the tractor to trailer off track, and everything I was seeing there just from this view, I should have been in a position where I could just steer hard right and start chasing the trailer down, and it would have gone in there harmlessly and safely, and, you know, as I already was. But that reset, making more off track there to get the trailer to go in there. Now, it's good to make sure you're in there safely, but was it necessary? I would say no on this. And you're going to see now, watch my drive tires here. Okay. My drive tires are way overshooting the center line. If you make an imaginary line coming from this spot coming forward, my drive tires are way over here, far off to the left of where they should ideally be. So that was a huge clue that reset that I did there, that his advice was totally unnecessary, and actually caused me to have more problem than had I just done it myself.
I probably had a good setup already. Yeah.
Okay, now I have these other drop trailers over here on the other side of the lane to worry about. So that's kind of.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah, see, there's plenty of room there. There's a ton of room.
I can tell where I'm at on the other side. I'm good. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, and you'll see what kind of room I had on the other side. This is stuff you should be scouting for as well as before you even go into this spot. Doesn't matter if you're at a truck stop or a drop lot or a customer or whatever. Take a look at how wide those spots are. Like, how much room is there between the two trailers? Does it look like it's on a narrow side? If it is, if it's like really narrow, like one I just did, where was that? Well, I don't remember if I was in Suderton making that deliver that pickup there, dropping my empty there, or something else recent. But I remember I had one where I was trying to get the trailer in there as straight an angle as I could, because I could tell from before I even set up for the backing that it was a narrow setup, or a narrow lane. So that's one of the things that just be careful when you're spotting. The other thing, when you're spotting, don't be behind the trailer. If at all possible, be up in front of the tractor where you can see the driver, or you can see whatever the concern area is, like the blindside corner, and the driver at the same time through the windshield, or at least through the door. If you can't do that, where you can't be able to see what you need to see and be able to be seen by the driver effectively, then it's best to stand off to the side and be in a spot where, back here in front of the trailer, but behind the behind the tractor, but in front of the trailer, basically, where you can see them through their flat mirror and make eye contact, and you can just give them a thumb up, or X symbol for stop or whatever. And there's another reason: have your windows down when you're backing, both windows. Like I said, I had a co-driver when I was newer driving who actually had a backing accident, specifically because his right window was not down, or I wouldn't say specifically, but among other things, it could have been avoided had he had his right window down and been able to hear the woman, it was a trucker, female trucker, over there on that side trying to yell at him to stop before he actually hit the other truck. And he still hit the truck because he couldn't hear it. So, but now, that's one of the caveats about spotting for somebody is sometimes you're better off just don't do anything but give them a thumb up or a signal, hey, you're about to hit, or yell or whistle or whatever to get their attention. Generally, though, let them worry about getting themselves in, unless they either ask you for help getting them in, like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, or if you can clearly see from their habits that they don't really know what they're doing, then all right, go ahead and do that. Moving on here, we're gonna do another truck backing. This is gonna be another slanted, I think, a blindside slant at the TA in San Antonio. Alright, we're going to come down. Let's get down here more quickly first. Alright, yeah, I'm going to end up right next to, I don't know why it is, I always end up parking next to Steven's trucks. I guess because of reefer also, but, alright, so, oops. Okay, first thing I'm doing here, I'm staring down that spot to see if it really is vacant, or if it's occupied by something short, like a bobtail, or a straight truck, or a trash bin like there was at the Pilot in Liverpool, New York just the other day. Well, the one in Liverpool wasn't the spot I was going for. I was going to go for the spot next to it until I saw the trash bin occupying the adjacent spot. I'm like, nope, I'm not parking there. I don't want to be parked next to a stinky trash bin. Anyway, either way, eyeball the spot. I can't see very clearly. Just at least take enough time where you can get a really good look. Are there any obstacles in there? It doesn't matter if it's vehicles. It could be something else. You know, some kind of other objects like a light pole or whatever other details you might need to know about that could be back there and of concern. All right, next, when I start my setup, generally I have a regular rule of thumb, and that's when my hood mirrors get to the opposite end of the spot that's just past my desired spot. That's normally when I start my setup turn. Now, slanted spots, it can be a little bit more tricky, I guess, with the setup, because it really depends. Sometimes you have a lot more narrow looking slanted spot, and you really have to go at least a good 2, sometimes even more spots past your desired spot before starting your turn. But in plenty, this is plenty wide here. It's not enough where I can get a straight back, but definitely plenty to work with. So should be doing it around right around 1 spot past. As soon as I'm just past at the end of Steven's spot. All right, so it looks like we're pretty well set up. Where are my tandems at in relation to the center line? And like if Stevens were to come straight out of his spot, what part of my trailer would he hit? Is another way to look at that. I do need the trailer to go. I need it to roll and rotate. So some amount of off track like that, and then watch what happens. I'm not doing any steering. If you have a good setup, the trailer will do its own work. It doesn't need your help with steering inputs to get it to do what it needs to do. Now, if you've done it effectively, now see, I'm steering a little bit to the right there because I'm trying to control the trailer. I don't want it to rotate too fast towards Stevens, so you see me putting a little bit of right input, but then I put a little bit too much right in, I think. So you're going to see me, all right, see, adjust back to the left because I put too much in. Now I'm making a bigger adjustment. Now I'm chasing it down a little bit. I'm not always going all or nothing, guys. See, it's more small adjustments. And I can see, the spots are plenty wide here. I can see plenty of space between Stevens and the lines there. And there's plenty of space in my spot as well. This looks like a perfect amount of space here between my trailer tires and the line. So we look like we're very well centered there. All right, yeah, looks really good there. Plenty of room there. So this one worked out really well, but now this is the hard part with when you're learning backing, is making those adjustments. I don't think CDL schools really help this situation here because, come on, are you gonna let me stop or not? It's not letting me stop the video. All right. Problem with CDL school training is their goal is to teach you what the DMV mandates that they test you on for your CDL. Generally, that's all they're really concerned with. And then once you have your CDL in hand, then they focus on getting you on a trainer's truck and have the trainer teach you a lot more of the OJT stuff. But the maneuvers that they teach you in CDL schools, particularly the parallel parking and the offset backing, both of those are basically all or nothing affairs. It's either you just set up in a certain way and then you go max left turn or max right turn, or basically you go max left turn, stop, stop, max left turn, back up until a certain condition exists, stop again, max the turn in the other direction, back up again until the same thing is seen in the opposite direction, stop again, and then max turn in the opposite direction again until you're squared up with the trailer. And that's how you do both parallel and offset backings. But problem is, now there are some states that also require you to know the 90-degree alley dock. California is one of them, and I think there are a few other states that have started to add it a little bit. There aren't very many states in the country that even require 90-degree alley dock, but I can tell you, California, they require it. And when I was in CDL school myself, mind you, I'm from California, I saw everybody. They got so fixated on watching their tandems, they had no idea where their tractor was at in relation to their trailer. And many of them were jackknifing to the point where they were trashing their setup, and they were at risk of hitting their cab extenders, and the yard instructor would have to stop them and tell them, look, you're about to hit your cab extenders, stop. And they'd have to go reset forward. A lot of details there. Don't sit there and stare only at your tandems. They're not the only important factor in a backing. I know what's going on with your, look at your ICC bar in relation to the line on the near side of you. Where your tandem's at in relation to where you want them to be. Once you're actually parked in a spot, in the center line of that spot, where your tandem's at in relation to that. If that line extends out into the lane. What's your tractor versus trailer off track? Yeah, a lot of those little details there are important to pay attention to. But the fact that training, like CDL school students get taught all or nothing kind of steering practices, they tend to oversteer when it's time to do a real world backing. So they do too much. They do too much input, left or right. I watch these guys, sometimes they're in a straight back setup and they're like left and then right and then left and then right and then left and then it's like, stop steering. Just square your ass up with that trailer and let it do its own damn job. You don't need to keep doing that. Just follow it backward. Just keep your, as long as you can see down both sides of the trailer, the only worry about is where the tandems are at in relation to the center of your desired spot. That's it for most. All right, well, now go ahead and move on to the next one. This will be was it me doing this back? I think it was a U-turn setup backing into a Sightside by me. Because there was another guy who backed in 2 spots over from me after I got through doing this one. I wasn't sure if this has it or not. But this is at the Loves in Weimar, Texas, or Weimar, however they pronounce it. It's a German word though. Weimar. W's are pronounced like a V in German, so that's why I pronounce it that way, just in case you wondered. Alright, so yeah, it's going to be a U-turn setup. Be kind of tight. I'm going to be parking, I believe, right next to that other JCT driver. So again, when I get to the end of the spot that's just past my desired one, because I'm saying, like I say, I'm wanting to park right on the other side of the other JCT. So when I get to the opposite end of that next vacant spot, that's when I'm starting my turn. Gotta know what's going on over here too if you're going to do this type of setup. Is anyone trying to go flying by you up here? Because you're going to do a complete U-turn here with this type of setup. There's a truck back there. He's the other one I was talking about who was going to set up a backing. Yeah, I think that's the same guy. Okay, as you see here, now a lot of people don't know how to do this setup. It's extremely easy, guys. Just turn the tractor around until it's facing the complete opposite direction that you came from, like you saw me doing. And then when you can see the front end of whatever's 2 spots past your desired spot, stop right there and start backing up in a left turn immediately. Yeah, not necessarily a max left turn, but at least a moderate to hard, I would say, and pretty good chance you're just gonna follow the trailer straight into that spot. Okay, now I did have this curb here as an issue, so it kind of screwed up my I was concerned about hitting the curb with my steer tire. But well, we're still looking good here. It's angling a little bit toward JCT, the other JCT driver. So I wouldn't call this a perfect backing, but it was plenty just fine. The tandems are right in the center of the spot like I want them. Okay, it's angled a little bit toward JCT, but even if I were to go straight back from there, I'd still never hit JCT. That's just a matter of getting my drive tires to shift over this direction so that the trailer's squared up with the spot now. Okay, now I'm going faster to get out of this other guy's way so he can do his backing. Let's see, look how little the inputs I'm making there. Very little at all, if at all. I'm either not doing any at all or I'm making extremely small inputs. They teach this in CDL school too. Don't make, when you're in a straight back setup, don't make more than maybe quarter of a turn inputs at all. And you don't have to keep constantly doing back and forth. Alright, so that's good there. I think with the length of this video, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get footage of this other guy doing his backing. You can already see him setting up. I think he was trying to do the same U-turn style setup that he saw me doing. Maybe he decided to give it a try. I don't know. Yeah, his tandems are out there a little bit too far though, so that's not going to help his situation there. He also didn't go far enough down the lane to, to where, because the trailer, it's gonna rotate way too fast there the way he's set up, and he's jammed up on the curb now as well. So had he gone further down, the U-turn setup probably would have been okay, but had he gone further down there and had taken out some of that off track to the trailer, it would have dragged the tandems down further, but it would have also given him time to make little incremental moves with the steering, a little bit of left. And the way to get room there, away from that curb, you got to get your drive tires away from it first before you get your steer tires away. And the way to get your drive tires away is to change the tractor's angle. If your curb is sitting like this and you're sitting there parallel to the curb, you're not going to get those drive tires farther away from that curb until you get the steer tires closer to it first. But you only have so much room, and then you have to switch the steering straight, and then the tractor will start coming like this. It'll start gradually pulling away, and every time that it gives you a little bit of space to work with, put a little bit more steer input in. And you'll get gradually more and more steering input available to you before you have to worry about hitting the curb. That's how you get the tractor to chase the trailer down a little bit more quickly in this type of situation. I'm going to speed this up because this is going to be a little bit on the long side here. I do want to get what I can. All right, so he's for the most part doing, it looks okay there. I don't know where he's at in relation to the spot, but okay, he might be off from where he wants to be. Okay, now he just did the same thing going forward that he did backwards. So right there, that's already... it makes me wonder if you're doing the same thing forward that you're doing backward or vice versa, then you're probably doing something wrong. You might even be better off putting yourself in a slight blindside situation. I don't know. So I wasn't in his position, so I don't know if he was off to the left of his desired spot, or maybe he was just trying to fix that or something. I don't know. But there's a possibility it could have been better to do a slight blindside there. Or let the trailer go further back, closer to the spot before correcting forward, so you have more room to correct with the tractor. All right, you can see me watching him there too. Now let's go back. Actually, you know what? Watch his steering. I think this is one of those guys where he was constantly going, is he steering right? All right, if you got to go slow, you got to go slow. All right, see, now he's going forward and left. That's not bad. He's going into his Sightside. Again, I can't see where he's actually positioned in relation to his desired spot. So, but the way he's kind of favoring straight back kind of makes me think that he's pretty close to where he needs to get into that spot safely. Okay, now watch his steering habits. Okay, look like he's a bit unsure of himself. Now he's putting a lot more steering input in. And the way he's steering makes me think he's too much to the right of his spot and not, in the, I remember I was originally saying the way he's moving makes me think he's off to the left, but the way he just moved his steer axle there, steer tires, gave me a different impression. Okay, watch the steering again. Lots of right steering now. Okay, I don't know how much room he's got there, but he seems like he's doing a lot more with his attempts to make inputs to the trailer than should have been necessary. And now he's off tracking a lot, so that trailer's going to rotate a lot faster, and he's going to have a harder time correcting that. Okay, he seems to be getting in there a little more quickly now, so he seems to have a better idea of what he wants to do. Alright, now these guys are just being dicks. Now this is just rude, guys. When you see a guy trying to get into their spot, stay your ass out of their way. Let them, if they're in any position where they might need to reset and you can be a hindrance to them doing that, just stop. Let them do what they need to do. But if they're far enough back and you can move around them far enough away to the side where you guys, if they need to reset, you both have room to do what you need to do without being in each other's way, all right, by all means, go ahead and go around them. But this guy here in the Western Star was just a dick. I would have just sat there and waited. It doesn't take very long. Maybe, okay, this guy took a few minutes longer than really needed to be taken. But, in most cases, I'm not really that pressed for time where it's really going to make that big a difference to me. And better off just let the guy make whatever movements he can so everybody can go by. Or do what they need to do safely. Okay, now watch the steering again. Hard, kind of hard left, or now, well, not. See, now he's got to reset again because he's not letting he's not squaring himself up with the trailer. And let the trailer go into the spot at an angle, but with you squared up with it, and just stay that way until your tandems are where you want them to be, the center of the spot. Only then should you worry about steering to get the drive tires to that same spot in the center. And one of the ways you can think about this, because most people, they teach wherever you want the back of the trailer to go, steer the opposite way. The other thing you can think about is when you're, if the trailer tandems are already where you want them to be and you want your drive tires to go to a certain spot now, steer the same direction you want your drive tires to go. So if you need your drive tires more to the left, steer left. If you need them to go more to the right, steer right. And then get them to chase down that center line, whatever, so that changes the trailer's angle relative to the spot. And then just chase that. And then once they're both squared up, then square your steer axle up with the drives. Yeah. So this guy's doing way too much here. So I made that difficult. It made that back end a lot more difficult to do than really needed to be. Okay, I think that is good enough there on that spline there. All right, got another truck backing at the TA in San Antonio. It should be another one by me. I remember I had a trailer air reservoir I had to go back there for after my delivery. All right, this is coming in over on the fuel island side. That's all right. So it looks like I'm going to end up next to KLM. Yeah, see, I'm eyeballing those spots over there again to make sure it's actually clear. And then that's kind of a pull-through situation there. You also got to worry about whether someone starts nosing into that same spot from the other side. So, got to watch for that kind of stuff too in this situation. All right, again, now watch my steering. I'm just going straight. Let the tractor's not in any position to hit anybody. The trailer's doing its own work. Now I'm steering right to follow the trailer. Now I'm steering a little bit harder to chase it a little bit. I'm going to take some of it out here in a little bit. See? Steering back toward the right, so because I over adjusted, and then we'll chase it down here. It's already looking just fine. My drive tires again are off to the left of the center of the spot. From our view, the right, but from my view in the driver's seat, they're off to the left. That's why. So just in case you're getting all confused on what I meant by that. Tandems look like they're perfect, but my drive tires are off to the left of the spot. I want them to go further right. So how do I fix that? I steer right. Watch what I do with my steering wheel here. I'm going to steer right in a second. There, a little bit there. See, it doesn't even need much. But really, also looking at this spot here, it looks like because a lot of times it will look like a wedge where the tractor's more narrow than the trailer, so that's something you gotta teach yourself too. Not every truck's gonna really feel like that, but most of them that I've been in, they do. All right, so that was just pretty textbook overall there. Just again, make small adjustments. Yeah, and don't be overactive with the steering. Let the trailer do its own thing, and then just make little smaller adjustments as you feel like it is needed. Oh, that trailer looks like it's rotating a little bit too fast. Okay, put a little bit more left in. Don't go max left, just put some more left in and get a little bit adjustment. Okay, it's not enough of adjustment. Add more. Okay, I need more adjustment. Go ahead and add more. Or if you need to react, or if you need a lot more quick reaction, then go ahead and put heavier steering inputs in, like you saw me doing there. All right, next one. We'll do the Ralph's in Compton. Ralph's DC in Compton. Let me see what. I want to make sure this video stays reasonably short, so I might go ahead and make this the last video. I want to make sure it's no more than an hour. It's plenty to digest, and I will have bookmarks in the description for you, so you can jump to whichever ones, and you know, that way if you just want to see the backings themselves, you have that option as well. Okay, we're gonna go around. All right. Now this is a really tight lane here, but I got vacant spots next to the ones that I want, so that helps. I'm going to be going into door 334, I think it was, 324, whatever. I think it was 334. Again, watch my steering. I'm not doing any steering right. If I steer right, my tractor's going to start going toward this wall or these posts here. I don't want that. So that's why I try to set up so the trailer does as much of its own work as it can without my help. Okay, watch for my tandems and ICC bar in relation to my desired spot. Those give me my angle and position feedback on the trailer's position relative to where I want to be. Okay, now I'm already starting to overshoot with the drive tires. I can see my trailer is positioned perfectly, but it's angled toward this door here. And when I'm starting to get that, that's when all right, stop. Go forward, hard right. See, I'm at a complete, I'm already almost at complete right steer, a hard right steer, max right steering input before I even start moving the truck forward. Now watch. Square up. I can see down this, the driver's side of it. I can't quite see down the passenger side, but we will in a very short second here. Now we can see down both sides here. See, and then it's just real small adjustments. Watch my steering there. That's it on that one. All right, I was a lot quicker than I thought. Maybe just one more. This is other trucks. This is at the Loves in Lake City, Florida. I know one of them was a Swift driver who parked right next to me shortly after I had parked. Oh, actually, this one was just this guy parking across the lane. I think Swift had already parked next to me or something. All right, let's come back because I was expecting it to be Swift. I forgot about this. Where are they starting their setup from? Look like he's setting it up 2 spots past his desired spot. It's a good spot to start from if you're in a tighter lane. In a wider lane, at least by my methods, that's too far over and you're going to end up setting up too much toward this guy's spot instead of your own if you're doing everything exactly the way that I do mine. You don't have to do all your backing setups the same way I do mine. Some people actually will naturally start them an extra spot past, and then they'll pick a target across the lane that's further to the right than what I normally would. So there's variability in how you can do your setups and still have them be effective. That's not how I do mine. But like I said, if they shoot for a target further closer to me than let's say further down the lane, then that's probably just fine. Now also, backing setups are about 90% of your backing. If you have a good backing setup, you know, and somebody with good backing skills and a good backing setup will just slide right into a spot like butter usually. Like one back, you know, no pull-ups or anything. But you can take someone with good backing skills, but with a shitty setup, and they're gonna have to make adjustments. I guarantee it. They're gonna have to make corrections to get in there, or yeah, at the very least one, if not more, in order to fix that. So if you're new and you have a bad backing setup and you are not good at backing, it's even worse. It's more dreaded. And then you can take someone with a good backing setup who is no good at backing, and they can completely trash it and make it a lot more difficult looking than it needs to be, just when it's a super easy backing. So setup and just general fundamentals with your backing habits, your steering habits, or little things like that, or what you're looking at, make a huge difference in how easily or difficult you can make any backing look. Okay, I can tell by the way his tractor's rotating that he's got the steer tire, he's steering to the left. He's following the trailer when I don't know that he's really in a position where he should be following it yet. He might be, I don't know, but I mean, it's just initial impression. Like I said, it's been a bit since I watched this video, and I would more elect toward steering straight first, and then get a read on what the trailer's doing on its own first, and then when I feel like the trailer's rotating at the right pace, then start putting the steering inputs in. Not put them in right away, and might be too much, because that's another comment. See, now he's steering right because he started following the trailer back when he should have been just letting it do its own thing. He should not have had to be steering right to do that. Now, it's effective, but like I say, when you're getting to certain types of backing situations, that's going to be a pain in the ass. Now, another thing here, his window is up. How many times I got to tell you guys, roll your windows down. I don't give a shit what the weather's like either. If it's cold or snowy or windy or rainy, whatever, I don't care. Get your damn windows down, even if it's only just a little bit. So that way, if somebody needs to whistle or yell or whatever to stop you from making a mistake that's going to be costly, you can at least have a chance at hearing them. Okay, he had a forward correct here. Now, this is a good correct. Now, I wouldn't call it a crisp correction, but it's a correction in the right type of, at least. He did steer right and go forward, and that takes out the tractor and trailer off track. That allows the trailer to rotate a little more gently into the spot instead of so hard like it was doing. Again, that right steering that he was doing on the first go around is what caused the trailer to rotate too heavily. So, yeah, not very good fundamentals here, but I mean, he's one of those guys where I can tell he's got experience, but I can tell that he's got not so good fundamentals as well. Alright, we're going to make this the last video here because I do have the last clip that I'm going to cover in this particular video, because it's time for me to go back in and get my laundry. And that's also my cue that this video is going to get a little bit too close to an hour in length as well. So, alright, so yeah, everything here though, otherwise it looks like he's doing okay. It's just a little bit on the sloppy side with the fundamentals, but again, I can have those same kind of mistakes sometimes myself. So I can't say that he's not a good backer, or it could be a pretty good backer, just using some bad habits there or something. Alright, he's mostly in there now. Swift's going to park in this spot next to me that the other guy just vacated. And this is where I'm going to show you particularly about spotting, where to stand, where you should ideally be standing when you're spotting for someone, because I'm going to notice that I think Swift had a reset. You can't see what she's doing there very well, but she comes back. Now she's too heavy toward the Sightside trailer, or truck on the other side of her, basically. So she resets. Now I'm getting out, and where am I going? Watch where I'm standing here. Okay, I'm standing up here in front where nobody can hit me. Her trailer and her tractor, neither one of them are in a position where they can possibly hit me. I can see where the corner of her trailer is in relation to my truck, and I can also see her through her door window. That's what I'm shooting for, and all I'm doing is just giving thumb up or thumb down or whatever. Or no, I think I did kind of give, like that's another signal. Go ahead and chase it. When I knew that, when I start seeing that she's at an angle where the corner of her trailer is starting to move back away from my truck, then I start giving a chase it signal, which is just this direction, and that means go ahead and steer, chase it down, and because you're good. So yeah, you can see me giving that signal because she's good. Now looking here in my mirror, it looks like she's in danger of hitting me. Like but this is the same kind of situation as that JBS facility in Louisville, the backing. Where you saw the guy telling me it look like you're getting hit and you need a little bit more angle. No, you don't necessarily. She's got a good tractor and trailer off track there. That trailer is going to rotate itself away from my trailer, from my truck and trailer. Once she gets the right angle there, because it's going to start coming in, and then it'll stop coming in, and it'll start moving itself back in the other direction. Once it starts moving back in the other direction, is when you start chasing. When you can start see she's not getting any closer to my truck and trailer than it is right now. So at that point now, she can she absolutely start chasing it down. As long as the ICC bar on your sight side stays that same distance away from your own line, you are good. You don't need to worry about that. And this is something that a lot of drivers don't understand yet. So, all right, she had a really good. She did a good job of recognizing that she was overshooting here with her drive tires. When I had trainees on the truck, it was pretty common they would way overshoot on the drive tires to the point where, like, dude, you're about to hit somebody with the front or side of your the back of your tractor or the side of your front side of your trailer because you're not paying attention to the front of the trailer. All you're doing is paying attention to the back of it. Again, there's those details you got to be watching. So she did that on her own with stopping and recognizing that and pulling forward to correct. And she's good to go now. So she did a nice job overall on that. It was, let's say just a little bit mistimed on the entry, and but otherwise she looked like, like I said, compliments to her on that one. She did a good job, a really nice job of paying attention to my signals and following them too. So we need, you guys all make like to bag on Swift, but no, they need a lot more drivers like this lady here. I don't know her name, but let's see if we can get her truck number. So maybe someone from Swift. Looks like 181011. Yeah. There was a black lady. I don't remember. That's all I remember. Yeah, she was nice and did an excellent job there, I thought. So, all right, that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll call this one a day here, and we'll maybe do some more, perhaps some more analysis on the following day, because I do have already have the pickup in Suderton set up to post for you guys, and I want this to post the following day, and I think I might still have an extra day in between. So I might do another analysis video for you guys again tomorrow. I still have have several more I can do. Or I can do things I see while trucking. Something in between here and the delivery. I'll do something more on the whatever today is. The following day you'll probably see that, and then you'll see the delivery in Moss Landing, California after that. All right. All right. That settles that. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. All right, so we'll see you on our next video, right? Should be things I see while trucking or something. All right, have a great day.